Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about this segment, and this is going to be a really amazing discussion to my super chat. Thank you so very much for giving me every incentive to rock these live streams. I was actually just on, we taped this morning a wonderful segment on RT. So I'll be on RT tomorrow. The link will be uploaded tomorrow to RT's Crosstalk with Peter Lavelle, and it was a great segment. It was about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and there was a spirited debate, and it was really great. So check that out. That is going to be uploaded tomorrow. So check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump, in my humble opinion, should never, ever, ever have capitulated. I don't think that President Trump should have capitulated in terms of postponing the State of the Union. There should never have been a postponement. What should have taken place, and I stated this yesterday, so let me just read you this. This is from Slate. Nancy Pelosi makes it official, no State of the Union address during the shutdown. When House Speaker Nancy Pelosi suggested to President Trump last week that he find a new date for the State of the Union address so that the event would not occur during the government shutdown, her aides were adamant that it was just that, a suggestion. What it wasn't, they said, was an official rescinding of the invitation she had sent out earlier in January. Pelosi was just putting out a proposal out there for him to chew over. But now it's official. Well, this is the thing. It wasn't a suggestion from what I had read. It seemed that her goal from the get-go was to not have Trump speak in Congress. But now it's official. President Trump will not be allowed to deliver a joint address in the House so long as the government remains shut down. Pelosi did this, and then, of course, Trump retaliated, which was absolutely glorious and hilarious. He retaliated by canceling Pelosi's and Democrats' plans to travel overseas. Trump finally responded to Pelosi's suggestion Wednesday morning. In a letter, he stated there were, quote, no security concerns regarding the State of the Union address, and as she had said would be the case. Therefore, he added, I will be honoring your invitation, fulfilling. But then last night, he stated, well, Trump concedes to Nancy Pelosi, agrees to postpone State of the Union. Nancy Pelosi has every right to postpone Trump's State of the Union. Then you have other articles talking about how Pelosi won. My goodness, Pelosi won. She won the battle, and Trump had to capitulate. I just think that this is unfortunately not a good way to deal with the shutdown. I don't think President Trump should have postponed the State of the Union. He could have used this to simply campaign for 2020. So yesterday I went ahead, and if you look at 270 to win, if you didn't get, by the way, because it might be early, if you didn't get notification of this, if you could share this on social media, that'd be fantastic. Pennsylvania, he needs Pennsylvania. He needs either Michigan, Wisconsin, or Pennsylvania to win. I believe he'll get Arizona and Florida. So when you look at the map here, the 2020 presidential map, it says there's 232 safe Electoral College votes. There's 220 safe Republican votes. They have Nevada, they have Colorado, they have Minnesota, they have Virginia, all going Democrat. So They have Arizona as a swing state. They have Florida. I don't see Arizona as a swing state, but they have Florida as a swing state. I don't see Florida. I think Florida will go. He has to win Florida. I think that'll go Trump, because if you have DeSantis and Rick Scott, that should tell you that it's a lot more of a red state than a blue state. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. So what he could have done is simply, he could have simply said, oh, well, we are, not only are we not going to postpone this, but we're going to have this State of the Union someplace in Pennsylvania or in Michigan or Florida. That's what I think he should have done. That's what I think he should have done. You have 29 electoral college votes. You have Pennsylvania 20. You have Michigan 16. You have to win Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida. But according to this map, if you win Arizona and Florida, all you need to win is Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Wisconsin. No, sorry. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because it's 270 to win. So with Arizona and Florida, it's 260. All he needs is 10 electoral college votes. He could win Wisconsin. If he wins Wisconsin, he'll get 270. And even if Democrats win Michigan and Pennsylvania, it'd be what, 268. But what he could have done is simply made it into a campaign, turned it into a positive. So, look, President Trump obviously doesn't want to seem like he's forced to be doing something that other presidents, haven't done. I get that. I'm sure he has advisors that have told him, just wait. You're the president. You should engage in, a presidential, State of the Union. I just think that it would have been so great. Because if you look now, you capitulate a little bit. Pelosi wins. Trump backs down and says he will give State of the Union address when shut down. CBS News, Pelosi tells Trump she won't let him deliver State of the Union from the House chamber. She won't let him. Pelosi wins battle over State of the Union. Will Trump get the message? So there you go. So they're jumping for joy. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, check out my latest upload. Actually, it's kind of fun. It's me at the gym, and I'm lifting a 110-pound barbell 10 times for 10 reps. So also check out my Second Amendment channel. It is below. The latest upload is a 357, and it's the best grouping, the absolute best grouping. I shoot at single action. But I just think that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Eric H526. Also, tomorrow, like I stated earlier on, watch my RT segment. I was on RT this morning with Peter Lavelle. I love Peter Lavelle and the producers there. They're absolutely fantastic. I've been on CNN, MSNBC, and RT. I'm very happy. I'm actually going to try to reach out to Fox News, to some producers there as well. But RT is awesome. And Peter Lavelle is awesome. He does an amazing job on RT's Crosstalk. So I was on RT's Crosstalk this morning, and it was a spirited, heated debate. And it was about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And there are a lot of things that I say on this channel that I said on RT's Crosstalk. So check that out tomorrow. Eric H526, thank you so very, very much. Chris Kroll, thank you so very much, Chris. Yes, I like that nickname. So yeah, I know I'm going to harp on this, and President Trump won, but he won in 2016 because of a confluence of events. In addition to his message resonated, he needs his message to resonate again in 2020. I believe it will. I don't think that Democrats have anyone who could touch Trump. I was right in 2016. I said, oh, well, the House, HA. Well, I was right about the Senate. I was right that Beto O'Rourke lost, that Andrew Gillum lost, that Rick Scott lost. I was right that Cruz would get reelected, that Rick Scott, I stated Rick Scott would win, and he won. So I stated Bill Nelson would lose, Rick Scott will win, Andrew Gillum would lose, DeSantis would win, Beto O'Rourke would lose, Cruz would win. All those things took place. I got the Senate right. Fine. The House, but I didn't think people, and I spoke about this today, I didn't think people would be deceived. I didn't think Democratic voters would be stupid enough to believe the nonsense. Oh, we're going to pass Medicare for all legislation. They're not interested in that. So, but you have 2 years in addition to the lies that Democrats tell their voters. You're going to have 2 years of Nancy Pelosi. You're going to have 2 years of hopefully a good economy. Hopefully, and very soon, hopefully, President Trump's plan of bringing home Americans, and I spoke about this on RT, bringing home Americans from never-ending conflict. That should be celebrated. 400,000 manufacturing jobs, a great economy, but and there's a new Clinton email probe in the Senate, and we have a new Attorney General, and he's going to investigate the Peter Strzok, Elisa Page texts, and the FISA abuses, and all the origins of Trump Russia. So you have 2 years where, thank you, Gilbert Lozano, have a fantastic day. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words. So you have a situation where President Trump could have utilized this to his advantage. He could have utilized this to his advantage. He could have said, okay, Pelosi, you're not going to allow me to speak in the House chamber. You're not going to allow me to enjoy the same privilege that every other president has enjoyed. Well, I will go to, let's see, where was his Pennsylvania rally? Okay, so Trump holds rally in Pennsylvania. So it was a success if you look at it on YouTube. He should have simply gone to Pennsylvania. He could have gone to Ohio. Ohio, he has to win Ohio, and Ohio is leaning Republican. But Ohio, let's see, Trump. Actually, he has one of his best poll numbers, some of his best poll numbers in Ohio. And if you look at all of these rallies and speeches, you see that like people are energized. President Trump energizes people. He energizes people. He energizes people, and what he does is something that other politicians can't do. He does what Bernie Sanders at one point did. At one point. He's able to speak to voters directly. People don't like his message on the left, and they actually fabricate and manipulate his rhetoric. Oh, well, this is an example of racism, and this is an example of all these euphemisms associated with Trump. And Hillary Clinton referred to black youth as super predators. I brought that up today at RT. Worse than anything Trump has said. I brought that up at RT also. He could have simply utilized Pelosi. So canceling her plans, which is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Canceling her plans, then that's good. You know, Adam Schiff and they were all exchanging CDs and listening to cassette their Walkmans like we used to do in the 80s in the bus. You know, you'd go on a field trip. Oh, can I borrow your cassette tape? Can I borrow your Michael Jackson Thriller? Or your De La Soul? Or your Van Halen? Let me borrow your cassette tape. Oh, what is that? You know, whatever. You know, you can just see them. They're all in the bus. And then it's no more field trip. No more field trip. No more field trip for you. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Why? Because Trump canceled your plans. He canceled your plans. So that was retaliation, but I just think that it was not a good thing. Let's see, Pelosi wins battle. I mean, it's like unbelievable. Pelosi just canceled session for Friday and is putting the House in recess for tomorrow morning until Monday evening. So she's not negotiating. That's also the issue. Like, she could get citizenship for dreamers. She's just not negotiating. Do you understand? It's not happening. Do you understand? Do you understand? It's not happening. I have friends who are dreamers. They want citizenship. Okay? Very simple, Democrats. Undocumented immigrants want citizenship. Say it slowly, Democratic Party. Why don't you negotiate with the President of the United States of America? No, he didn't work with Putin. He didn't work with Putin to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. By the way, I give a shout out to Nico House, Jared Beck, and Elizabeth Beck. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, please let everyone know that on RT's Crosstalk, I give a shout out to Nico House, Jared, and Elizabeth Beck, and I bring up the DNC fraud lawsuit. And so definitely check out the RT segment tomorrow. But why isn't Pelosi? Why doesn't Nancy Pelosi negotiate? She's like, I'll give you $1 for the wall. She told Trump she's going to give $1 for the wall, which is kind of fun. That actually is funny. Pelosi has a little like she is a tough cookie. Pelosi is very tough. I'll give her that. But she's not even negotiating. Do you understand? She's not negotiating. Democrats don't care. You think Democrats are going to say, well, give us Medicare for all and we'll give you the wall? No. They're not negotiating. She said to him, oh, I'll give you $1 for the wall. Meanwhile, like 45 billion in one theater of conflict, over 100 billion keeping Americans. Ruth Kessler, that's good. But it's like, bring home Americans from conflict. Bring them home. Bring them home to their families, to their children, to their sons, their daughters, their parents, their wives, their husbands. Bring them home. That's what drives me. That's how you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump. Bring them home. And I also say I'm voting for Trump in 2020. Definitely share my RT segment everywhere tomorrow. I'm not on social media, so just if you're on social media, I deleted my Twitter, Facebook, Gab, Minds. The only thing I have is BitChute, and of course my YouTube channel and my writing on Amazon and my articles. But you're not negotiating for your constituents. You're not negotiating for voters who voted for you. Pelosi wins. That's all you see today. Pelosi wins. Pelosi wins. It's nauseating. Pelosi wins. Okay, Pelosi wins. Pelosi wins. Trump backs down. Pelosi wins battle. Pelosi wins. So she really did win the battle of the State of the Union. And it's unfortunate. I don't think it's a catastrophe. It is what it is, you know. I don't think it's a catastrophe, but President Trump should have simply utilized this as a campaign, as a way to campaign. And why not go to Michigan or Ohio or Pennsylvania or Florida? Why not? Why do you have to? I understand the prestige and the protocol and the tradition. I get that. And Trump probably doesn't want to be known as a president that had to be forced out of the State of the Union. I understand that. But what about bringing the message home to the people and actually speaking in a state that he needs to win? Because it would be what? The first state of the, I don't know. This could be the case. The first State of the Union outside of Congress at a certain location. What about a church? That would have been monumental with everything going on. He should have done it in a Catholic church. See, that's why Trump needs to hire me as an advisor. He should have picked a Catholic church in Florida or Pennsylvania or Michigan or Ohio or Wisconsin. With everything going on, with all the anti-Catholic sentiment, and there is, from Dianne Feinstein to Democrats to the media, everything going on. With that high school, everything going on. He should have picked a Catholic church and has spoken in the church and delivered a State of the Union from a Catholic church in Ohio. That would have been brilliant. That would have resonated around the world. There is no way it could have been disparaged by the media, and if it was disparaged by the media, it would hurt Democrats. That would have been absolute genius. It would have been, and you know what? It's like, Democrats have the media, but they don't have the pulse of the country. Trump actually does. You wouldn't know it. Armed American, we the people. Thank you. Hello. The reason why a Catholic church, because of the Amy Coney Barrett exchange with Senator Dianne Feinstein, that was disgusting, where the senator said something inappropriate. Oh, the dogma lives within you, whatever. And everything going on with that high school recently. Fabricated, by the way, by the media. Whereas Standing Rock, it's like, under Obama, I just love the fact that that under President Obama, you had brutality at Standing Rock, where Native Americans were actually brutalized. And this was under Obama. No euphemisms, no nothing. Everything is no euphemisms. And it's like, well, don't tell the president what he should do. Yeah, you should. You should actually tell the president what he should do. Absolutely. If he does something wrong, you should say you did something wrong. Absolutely. Armed American, we the people. I've never seen a president treated the way Donald Trump has been treated. I agree. By the Democrats, and I sure hope the American people don't plan on letting this get any worse. Armed American, we the people. I agree with you. And I think the average American, I think the media and Hollywood have created this alternate universe, this alternate reality where Hillary Clinton actually doing and saying a 3 a.m. ad that was racist, doing and saying things that would cause the end of anyone's career, being overlooked by the media, and then Trump having his words manipulated, absolutely manipulated. I just think that the media is going to have to. This is why Trump and William Barr and Lindsey Graham, they have to flip the script in terms of the actual crimes Clinton committed. They have to. There's no choice. There's absolutely no choice. There's absolutely no choice. They absolutely have to. So I think Armed American, we the people. I think the media, they're probably going to get worse. The thing is, though, they'll be crushed by the weight of their own duplicity and treachery. When your only goal is power, when your only goal is disinformation, you can't keep it up. So, I mean, with me, with my voice, the one good thing about me, there's one good thing. I'm not always right. I'm right more often than wrong, but I'm not always right. Sometimes I'm annoying. Sometimes I get under people's skin, but I'm genuine. You have to be genuine. And you can't just say things. So when I was on the left, people on the left didn't like me. And now I'm a Trump supporter, and then, I've exposed certain fantasies. Some people found that offensive. But you have to be honest. Democrats aren't honest. The media is not honest. That's why BuzzFeed got obliterated and eviscerated. Refuted within, 10 hours? John O'Brien, you took away my security clearance, Trump. How on earth will I have 50% off beef bourguignon Fridays at the CIA? Don't worry, I'll use my friend's security clearance to get that wonderful offer. Like, what Trump should do is just take security clearances away, like, left and right now. He's just so Democrats can be like, oh my God, no, they should all keep it. Like, James Clapper should have a security clearance taken. All of them. Well, Brandon already did. Hillary Clinton already did. Thank you, T-Raz. Thank you. Mr. J, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Armed American, we the people, it could probably get worse in terms of the media. But like I said, thank God BuzzFeed exists. Here's something, like, I'm telling you, if a BuzzFeed journalist or a Washington Post journalist or a Daily Beast journalist ever contacts any Slate, in New York Times, if any journalist on the left contacts you, just simply say, yeah, send me the questions via email. I'm not going to speak to you on the phone because you're going to manipulate and twist and deceive people and misrepresent and misquote me. I will not speak to you on the phone, Scoop. You're not like, what's his name from like the Superman comics. Just type, send me the email questions, just like they did with William Barr, by the way, where William Barr was like, yeah, I think that we should investigate Uranium One. There's a lot more to investigate there. Just say, yeah. You know, people have tried to interview me, and like, I started this little policy where it's like, yeah, go ahead, just send me the questions. They're like, well, I really want to call you. It's like, nope, send me the questions, and then you never hear from them because they're writing a hit piece. That's the thing. It's journalism is now public relations. It's not getting to know. It's not truth. There's no premium on the truth. There's no quest for truth. Power Stroke Diesel, thank you. Yeah, I didn't get notification, but if you guys, if you guys and gals are on social media, just please go ahead and send this segment out. But you have the Electoral College right here, and President Trump, what he needs to do, and Republicans need to do this too. That's why Lindsey Graham is doing this. That's why Senate Republicans are flipping the script. That's why Senate Republicans are flipping the script. They have to. They have to. They can't go into 2020. They cannot go into 2020 with, like, you know, Mueller report. Like, when is he gonna take him 2 years to write the report? And once the House conducts ridiculous investigations, he needs to counter them with a special counsel. He needs to start a special counsel. I don't care if the Mueller report is ongoing. You can't live your life based on the actions of your opponents or adversaries or enemies, or, you know, you can't live your life. You cannot. The worst thing you could do in life, sometimes, like in baseball or football or basketball or any sport, you can scout your opponent. You know, what are their tendencies? What do they do? But the worst thing you can do is say, oh, they're thinking this way, so therefore I just know they're thinking this way. Or I won't do this because then no, you have to live your life. You have to live your life, and you have to do things your way, like Frank Sinatra. So, well, Democrats, if they didn't like Nancy Pelosi, they could get a new speaker, but Clinton and Nancy Pelosi run the show. So, the Democratic Party is really like a cult, and it just really is like a cult. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. I just, 2019 is going to be very interesting because the BuzzFeed debacle, along with like two other news stories, one regarding a horrendous tragedy that turned out to be manipulated by the media. People already didn't trust the media. Now, now it's even worse. It's worse than ever. There are no journalists. There are activists. There are columnists. There are people with opinions and viewpoints like myself, but you know where I'm coming from. I have a distinct viewpoint. But even but like reporters, I should say, there are journalists, but I'm talking about objective reporters, publications, and producers on these shows. They have a distinct vantage point. Their vantage point is anything possible to undermine Trump and to link Trump to any tragedy, any divisive story. They did not do the same thing with President Obama. You can name so many people who lost their lives, unarmed citizens. You can look at Standing Rock. Nobody blamed Obama, but it was under Obama's tenure. Look at Libya. It's a failed state because of President Obama. People care more. Thank you, Prowl Stroke Diesel. Thank you. People care more about Trump's tweets. People care more about Trump's tweets, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. People care more about Trump's tweets than they do about President Obama destroying an African nation. Think about that. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. The hypocrisy there. Just the pure hypocrisy there. Just the pure hypocrisy. And so you have, you have all of this you have the wall that a wall is immoral, but a fence is okay. This is Trump 55 minutes ago. Nancy just said she doesn't understand why. Very simple. Without a wall, it all doesn't work. And then he goes on. So that's good. He should have utilized a State of the Union speech to bolster support for the funding. That's what he should have done. But, maybe he feels he doesn't need to. When you look at, just go to 270 to win, and the map is pretty clear cut. Democrats have 232 electoral votes. They have it from California, Oregon, Washington, New Mexico, Illinois, Colorado, Virginia, New York, and then Vermont, and then, all the East Coast states, the Northeast, I should say. But everything Northeast, and then but everything else is red. And Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, he has to win Florida, and Arizona he'll win, but he has to win Florida. That's somewhat of a swing state, but it leans red, in my view, even though it's viewed as a toss-up here. And he has to, once he wins Arizona and Florida, then he just has to win either Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania, and then he's won the presidency. Again, he's reelected. Armed American, we the people. Don't forget to check out HA Second Amendment channel. Yes. And I love my Larry, but yes. Glock 19 is great. I tried the other day on my channel at Glock 17. That was a good one too. Glock 17. And actually, I also tried a Glock 26. Glock 26, 10 millimeter. That was actually pretty interesting to shoot. 10 millimeter. I was actually going to buy, I purchased a CZ97B, but I was going to actually get a Glock 20. But the ammo, you can't get the ammo. I mean, 10 millimeters is very difficult to. The two rounds that are difficult, I think, to find are 40 Smith & Wesson and 10 millimeter. I don't like 40 Smith & Wesson at all. I do not like that round, and I just don't like it at all. At all. But Glock 21. I tried the Glock 21, Glock 17. You know, earlier on a Glock 36. This was a couple months back. Glock 17. I tried again. Oh, actually, Glock 17. Glock 19. I have a segment. So here's my segment with the Glock 19. Oh my God, that's when I was just getting into it. I'm all over the place, but now like I've totally calmed down. I'm all over. I don't even want to share this segment. I'm all over the place just because I had just horrible habits and I was getting into it. Oh my God. I'm all over the place. But actually, you know, it was beyond 20 feet. So I used to shoot beyond 20 feet, but now it's just 20 feet away. But I do have a Glock 19 segment. Thank you. Armed American, we the people. Thank you. So we have, ladies and gentlemen, a new Clinton email probe. That's happening. That is happening. That is taking place. And it's unfortunate that people, you know, aren't they aren't talking about it. I'm like one of the only channels, obviously, of course. Of course, you have Tom Fitton, who is the tip of the spear on all of this stuff. But Will, thank you. Eric H526, my next Second Amendment video, you know, I'm going to do eventually, maybe next week. I think next week I have to, an AR AK mag dump challenge. So I have both rifles, and I'll do a actual amazing video on the outdoor range. So it's going to be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. I will be back later, a little later today, numerous times. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Armed American, we the people, thank you so very much. To my super chat, thank you so very much. Definitely hit subscribe. Definitely hit subscribe to this channel and to HA Second Amendment, but also make sure you get all the notifications, because it's very difficult sometimes. You know, people don't get the notifications. But and I have this segment, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've seen, but the segment before this one is it's me curling 110-pound barbell. Just, you know, fun. Gilbert, thank you. And definitely check out, of course, my Second Amendment channel. And tomorrow, definitely check out a great segment on RT's Crosstalk, ladies and gentlemen. I will be on RT's Crosstalk tomorrow. The taping was this morning. And it is a spirited, heated, intellectual debate on about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Thank you so very much. Make sure you get hit the notification bell on this channel. Thank you.